It's pretty. I don't know. For me, it's pretty simple to predict the game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, people feel like the format's really wide, but it's really not. It's a bunch of bad decks that your deck can beat, and then two decks that you have to worry about.
Yeah. It's like when I told it like the in the team chat, I'm like, if you really want to make like a deep run in the next major tournament coming out, like all these set for set 13, I told them like play not set 13 or we're in set 13 and we're in set 13. I said play Red Broly. I'm like everyone's gonna try out all these new decks, and then Red Broly's gonna say, "Let me welcome you to the game of Dragon Ball Super," and just destroy him. I'm like, there's nothing else to do but just get a free dub.
It's like the Gladiator Beast theory, and back in Yu-Gi-Oh! At the start of every format, Gladiator Beast made a resurgence because people just wanted to play a deck they knew was good. So, you just play a deck that's already established, and if no deck comes out that has, like, a ridiculous freaking 80-20 matchup, you're going to do fine. And then you have fucking Red Broly's just going to eat up every jank strategy you play against, so.
The only issue that Red is expensive. I'm like, those people who actually have it, I'm like, bro, you'll go deep. Especially if there's a lot of, like, set 13 stuff. You'll go really deep in the tournament until you get eliminated by whatever the old stuff was, which is Dark Broly.
Yeah. Till you play against Mecha Frieza, and you'll be like, oh, alright, well, it was a good run.
That matchup is actually when I thought it was unwinnable at first. Actually, the only, I mean, both, you have to play them different. Like, that one and Sin, you have to play a turn behind, which is neg. Because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like you're slowing down this Broly, and that's not what you want to do. Because the longer you give them, the more plays you'll have, and the more stuff you'll have to defend. But yeah, even the Dark Broly matchup, if you go against a Dark Broly player that just doesn't respect your unison, that Dark Broly player is going to get spanked really, really quick. Let me put this on, and then we can start. Miles, it's like you love these team chats, bro, because every single time you're watching your show, I swear to you, you're watching your show, and I come here, you instantly follow me.
I messaged Eddie like 10 minutes ago myself. I didn't, you know what I mean?
My bad. Give me a second. Coming in June. Okay, so here's good. Copy, that's good. So is this. Let's see. Give me like 60 seconds to just post that we're live, and we'll get it started. Dragon Ball Super Pro Play Tour. Man, Miles, you make me sleepy, bro. Chill. Close. Okay, and post to one more group, and we should be good. Man, I came back, going over Facebook, bro. I had never seen so many memes in my life. I went to freaking the Vegeta Saiyan Army page. Shout out to those boys. Those boys memed the hell out of these videos. I was dying, dude.
Frank?
I was literally dying.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness.
Frank is like the most active member of the community. He's in there every single day.
That man is freaking hilarious. Let's see. And post in here, and we should be good. Alright, let's go see what we have in the comments. Cool. Alright, cool. We have some people. Alright, guys. What is up? Unfortunately, your boy did not master OBS yet. But I'm off. Not tomorrow. I'm working tomorrow too. I'm off on what's today? Today's Friday. Yeah, I'm off on Sunday. So Sunday I'll probably YouTube a video and we could get like faces for these people. But today I have two special guests joining me today. It's going to be Giancarlo. That's how you say it. That's how you pronounce it.
Close, yeah, Giancarlo, yeah.
Giancarlo, and we have the next in line for Invoker, another guy joining us, Mr. Sublett. He's on the line. So yeah, today you get to actually talk to people that's not me. So you get to see another perspective in the game because, like you said, the way I think is completely different from the way other players think, which is not a bad thing because everyone has a different take on the game, and you being able to get different perspectives, in my opinion, is just gonna better your game because you're gonna see aspects that you wouldn't see that I wouldn't tell you. You're gonna see aspects that they wouldn't tell you. You're gonna see aspects that you just never thought about. So, yeah. So I'll just let these guys talk about what they want to talk about. I'll answer questions because I know I talk a lot. And I know you guys like when I talk a lot, but I go on rants on certain cards, and it's the funniest thing. But we have Pac-Man, the Ghost Killer. He said, "Yo, went to locals, played Gogeta Zeno, clapped everyone." That's what's up, man. Hopefully you did what I told you with the petrifications, because in that deck, petrifications, it's the simplest thing to. It's the most efficient way, in my opinion, to produce a drop area without wasting cards because it allows you to control the game and slow it down to your pace while mitigating what your opponent can do to kill you while filling up for your SS overall such as SS4 Gogeta, not SS4 Gogeta, SS4 Goku, the guy, the Spirit Bomb one that grabs back your Union pieces. Just be very careful with that deck, guys, because I know Dark Broly players for some reason are going down on Mecha Cabrera, but that deck is highly susceptible to Mecha Cabrera. Once they call Gogeta Zeno 6, you are got, my friend. The only thing you have in that time and point is literally your one drops with your units in. So be very vigilant for that deck. Let's see. It
Man.
says, what's up, Eddie? Any sequencing tips for rejects? I made a video with that. That was like, that video I believe was myself, Andrew Duval. There's a bunch of us that was on there talking about sequencing. But without going into like depth on it, because there already is a video on it. The way I sequence rejects when I play it, battle card, leader card, battle card, unison. The reason why I say it just like that is because the battle card is gonna bait out the Nimbus, obviously. Then you have to attack next with your leader card, because once they Nimbus you once, they're not gonna Nimbus you again. Now their next threat is a Zamasu super combo. So they cannot interact with your unison whatsoever. Just remember that. They cannot interact with your unison whatsoever. So if you save your unison for the last attack, just know you have a great odds of winning, because if you save your battle card for last attack and you go all in, you are susceptible to Final Flash. You cannot Final Flash your unison. You can't Zamasu a unison. The only thing they can do to that unison is one of two things. They can block the attack or they can negate the attack. If those one or two things are not in hand when they say attack and you ask for response, just know it's not going to be a good day for Mecha Frieza. That's the best, most simplistic way I could explain Vegexu in a nutshell. I don't know if you guys want to talk about Black. I don't think you guys play Black. You guys want to give any tips on Vegex?
Yeah, I play a lot of Dark Broly, man. Or I did in like set 11, and now I kind of got weaned off of it in set 12. But yeah, I still think Dark Broly is the best Black deck. I think Vegex is just, it's a fine deck, but it just kind of struggles in the current meta. It hasn't seen like that much success for a lot of reasons. And then best of one, the current format, it's just, there's too much variant for it to see consistent success now.
It's just, that's kind of the niche that it's playing at this moment. And so it can do well, for sure, as long as its matchups are good. But really an anti-meta, stun type deck, I just get blown out of the water by matchups too.
Yeah.
There's too much randomness for Dark Broly to really succeed in the best of one.
once Makekabura lost a lot of weight in the format, Dark really just saw like an immediate drop off because in set, what are we at? We're on 12. In set 11, like one Makekabura would just win the entire game. But now, like, Meki's just not as amazing as it was, and you just see Dark Broly kind of crumbling to the red decks. You know what I mean? It still has good matchups in the meta. Like, like Mecha Freeze is a good matchup, but Dark Broly is definitely struggling against the red decks.
Yeah, Makekabura doesn't kill violent rays like he used to. It used to be they would violent rays, turn your turn off, you would Meki, turn their turn off, and then whoever, because you couldn't Meki them again, you would hopefully just delete another rays, but now Meki doesn't turn anything off except Invoker.
Yeah.
And so, like, it doesn't work out as well anymore. Violent rays, and then they kill you. It's kind of Dark Broly's facing.
Yeah. Moving into set 13, though, I mean, there's a lot of good black cards coming out. Dark Broly gets Dark Broly Vindicator. That card's going to be good for the grind game. Dark Broly doesn't need any more aggression. Like, it has Heartfelt Plea, it has Fighting Against Fate, it has multiple 30Ks it can bring out. It doesn't need to be more aggro. It needs a better grind game, and Vindicator will help with that. And then Vegex gets Gogeta Thwarting the Dark Empire. That card's just broken, so Vegex... I'm definitely looking into Vegex next format, because like Sublett said, Vegex now, it's like a control. Like, it went from the most aggro deck you've ever seen to, like, a generally mid-range / control strategy, which is interesting.
Very interesting.
Now, Eddie, I know you're a very aggressive player, so you might not think Vegex turns into a control deck. But when I look at Vegex, what I'm seeing it, I'm viewing it more as a control deck.
Very interesting take you guys have on Vegex. I think it's because you guys are coming from a more I guess, control aspect here. I don't know if I want to show you guys. Right now, I have pull up on my screen my best of one Vegex deck list. Like, the only reason why I'm debating on whether or not to reveal it is because I don't know if I'm going to have time to play in the best of one event. Because currently, I'm never off on Saturdays. But I do want to help you guys a lot. Because the whole thing with Vegex, right? This is why I love Vegex. And shout out to my boy Chris Reyes. He even said, he's like, yo, he based like his deck build off mine, the show I put out earlier. The thing with Vegex is it has answers to everything in the meta. Now, the one downside to Vegex, I'm not going to lie, is that, in my opinion, in order for you to get the most bang for your buck, you have to stay at 50. And to stay at 50, it's rough because there's a matchup that you have to give out because you're not maximizing your deck to 60 cards. And the matchup that I literally just, I guess if I saw it type of deal was things that like to use blue-red because I took out Quetzalcoatl out of my main board. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. What would I put Quetzalcoatl in place? I mean, what I put in place of Quetzalcoatl, I'll just show it to you guys. It doesn't matter because you guys always see my deck list anyway. And it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you guys are still have to beat it if you see it. All right. Hopefully, you guys.
Vegex just has so many tools now. Like it has Koichikai, Black Massane, fighting. What's his name? True Fighting Spirit.
Yeah.
It has so much stuff now that it's just like you can just slow down and control the pace of the game rather than. I don't think it has enough gas to like clear out the game on turn 3 anymore.
Yeah. So this is what I would have for if I were to play a best of one event. This is what I would have for it, right? My issue with Vegex is like how he said earlier. They get that black Gogeta, which is a godsend in my opinion. My issue with Vegex was that I had issue with board removal, right? I'm not talking about the low weenie guys. I'm talking about the high guys. Like when you went against Sync Shinron, when you went against Dark Broly, those were legit problems. So what I did was I kind of took out some of the aggro by replacing the SS4 Bardock, which is god tier in this deck. That is like, that embodies the whole idea of Vegex, of you swinging for free and you getting maximum value. So I replaced that with the SS3 Bardock Fully Unleashed because you need to be able to remove stuff from board. Now, the way I play Vegex, guys, and I'm going to answer your question, the guy who asked earlier of how to sequence, now this is what I'm telling you. Number one, you have to understand the meta. If you're going against King Piccolo, it's like I told you, if you really want in-depth, go visit that video. I'm just going to hit brief topics. For instance, King Piccolo, yes, they can out the Dark Power Black Massane, but the thing is, they can't out if you loop it. So, if you're opening hand, if you're going against, for instance, King Piccolo, it should be the Secret Identity, Power Burst, and Black Massane. Once they hit the first Black Massane, they're going to neg 2 cards. You take it back with Power Burst, you play it. You start looping it because now when you whiff on your hits, you have Secret Identity Mask saying to clear the board. Then you replay Black Mask saying it's a never-ending loop in a sense. Like it kind of feels like Dormant and Roshi in my opinion, but you have to understand a matchup. For instance, if you're going against Mecha Frieza, test the waters. You drop a Dark Power Black Mask saying turn 1. If they don't have a Giant Ball, they don't have something to answer it. You just shut off their U9 Assemble because now technically they can still use it, but they're gonna have to pitch a card. They're gonna have to pitch 2 cards that they play something off of it if they're tapped. Yes, they can draw their 2 cards, but I'll take that. Now the biggest thing for Vegeks that I hated with a burning passion, which is unwinnable, was the blue matchups. The blue matchups were just horrible. Like if you got Hero Prospect, if you got anything like that, you were just negging. Which is why I incorporated the Vegeta True Fighting Spirits. Because I felt like with the Vegeta True Fighting Spirits and the Son Goku, it's the amount of negates they can do, it's usually 1, right? But when they drop the 1 floodgate negate, it's usually game because it's not like Dark Broly. If I'm playing Dark Broly and you drop a Hero Prospect, I'm not gonna care. I'll bottom deck a card and swing and laugh. I'm like, okay, next swing, 30k, swing. But the issue with Vegeks was you didn't have that extra combo power. In order to combo on top of it, you would have to, like, if you're going to combat a Hero Prospect, bottom deck 1 plus combo 1. And if they follow that up with a D Magic, or if you're playing Blue Baby, that the Revenge, whatever it's called, the D Magic that draws a card, you hella neg. Like there is no coming back from that whatsoever. Which is why I tell you guys, when you play Vegeks right now, you have to play these floodgates. Because if you try to go any other route without these floodgates, you are going to get beat in. The thing with Vegeks is you have to master the fact that you play things for free. Now that you play things for free, you have to just, the stuff that you pay for energy, make your opponent just, make it a headache for them to play the game. That's the best way to do it. Because yes, every deck has outs to certain cards, but you being able to loop stuff, like I told you guys, that's why I always hold on to Power Burst opening hand. Because you holding on to Power Burst gives you access to any floodgate in your deck. And there's not one color that doesn't stop. The only color that you may struggle against, and it may not be worth it at that time and point, it's not even King Piccolo. It's going to be Dormant, because, like, I mean, Roshi is gone now, so realistically speaking, it would probably be bounced back to red, because now they have the Yamcha. But all that good stuff speaking, if you play it correctly, do not fall into it. You understand, the Yamcha can't be played unless they have 2 markers on their unison. If you swing, all red decks are running 3 to 4 Violent Rays. So realistically, off rip, they have 3 to 4 dead cards that are played against you. So you swing at the unison, you clear your unison. If you're just trying to go for a game and you're just playing guys, milling guys, this is where the sequencing, I'm telling you, it really kills people. If you're just milling recklessly, not paying attention to red and their unison, you're going to get bored by it, and you're going to feel like it's unwinnable. But if you're playing the game correctly with Vegeks and you're sequencing, you mill. You have a bad mill. That bad mill is to turn you overwhelm, guys. But at the same time, saying you don't overwhelm, like all these overwhelms right now, right? I'm looking at 6 and 5. You overwhelm when you're at 6 and 5. You don't overwhelm when you're at 12 to bring out an overwhelm 5 or an overwhelm 6. You get it as close to possible and then you do it. But don't force it. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird trick. Like, it's only going to come with practice, guys. Like, trust me, this deck, if you don't believe me that this deck is, like, really, really powerful, go look at the past Pro Play Tour Invitational. This deck is fire, guys. Like, it'll literally light you up. The only difference between my build and a lot of other Vegeks builds, I still do play the Trunks Temporal Rescue, because I feel like early games, you can literally turn this on turn 1, and it allows you to get the turn 1, turn 2 kills. Now, if you're playing a Vegeta super combo, you will have issues because, number one, if they somehow, I'll tell you right now, if you're going to get to blue player and they have striving on you, you're just going to die, because, like, you're never going to self-awaken. If you're going against anything realistic that just controls your 1-drops, there's going to be issues. But if you have super combos that are alive turn 1, turn 2, with you still being at 8, with you still being at 7, you can still go for a game. This is another reason why I also run the 4 Kais. And once again, guys, you have to master the sequencing of Vegeks, because without it, you will fall, like, it's going to be a trap. Like, you're just going to fall in trap after trap after trap. Like, specifically versus Mecha Frieza itself. Mecha Frieza, 1 Nimbus, if you attack with the wrong card, 1 Nimbus, like, if you attack with your leader or unison first, it will stop your lethal attack while resting your battle card, which is actually the threat. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, it gets really bad really quick. Like, really, really quick. It feels unwinnable really quick. That's all I'm gonna say on that, because like I said, there is a video already out on it that went really, really, really in depth. So if you really want to know the sequencing for it, go check that out. But yeah, guys, that's it for Vegex.
Yep.
Let's see.
Yeah, bro, every time Vegex gets hit, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if Vegex is still going to be good. And then every time it's like, no, of course Vegex is still going to be good. It honestly blows my mind sometimes.
It's hard to stop free out good stuff, man. Like, it's really, really hard. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. That's the issue with it. Like,
for so long, they were like, black was like the aggro deck, right?
Yeah.
Like the only black cards they ever printed were aggro cards, and now we're kind of 50-50. We're seeing more like black control decks, and there's just, now that they want more sideboard options for every color,
Yeah.
they have to make them black. So you get stuff like BMS and Makekabura, and you end up just like, now we just have this deck that's like, you know, okay, I can actually just slow down if I need to and control the game, rather than just, you know, killing on turn 2.
yeah. Yeah, that is true. It did slow down a bunch. And, like, another thing, like I said, I don't want to go too in-depth into it. Don't kill yourself with Vegex, because you're running an army of floodgates. But just realize this. If you're playing, for instance, the most famous example against Blue Baby, and you're under a floodgate, or if you're playing against Mecha and you're under a floodgate, and you know there's only X amount of attacks you can get off because you're under a floodgate, do not keep taking life. Literally, you're making it harder for yourself, because now all the free advantage, you're going to have to give it back in order to survive. And it's not going to feel like you're actually playing the game. It's going to feel like more like you're surviving and your opponent's just playing around it, because your opponent trying to play around these floodgates while you're at 4 life, 5 life comfortably, it's a lot different than you're at 1 or 2 life, because you try to kill them with your 1 drops, and now they don't care. They're just, okay, cool. You have a black man saying, I'll pitch, because I know for a fact this is your last attack, and guess what? I'm just going to hit you next turn on a double strike. You will be very susceptible to that. It's the same thing with the Gogeta Zeno that I was talking about in the last one. Your 1 drops, you attack with them when you're going, like, for game. Don't just reckless, I'm just going to swing, because what's going to happen is 1 of 2 things. You're going to kill yourself, and they're just going to finish you off. They're going to get free insane value by just clearing your board and getting infinite cards, and you're not seeing anything, and you're just going to feel like, why am I playing this deck? Like, it's really, really, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it's really, really important the way you play Vegex, dude. Like, man, I could go on a whole, like, I could literally make a movie about playing Vegex, I ain't gonna lie. But when that Gogeta promo comes out, it's going to be a whole different ballgame, because that Gogeta promo is busted. Oh my goodness, that's a video in itself, man.
Woo. You play that on 1, Demigra on 2. It's gonna be hard for your opponent to stake anything.
I ain't gonna lie. When I saw, I'm like, I think Ben, I just forgot. Who cares, boys? We in here like silverware, dude. When I saw it doesn't say black, only saying leader, I'm like, no way, this must be trolls. Like, but guys, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, what other questions do we got for you guys? Or what other topics do you guys want to talk about?
It's a great question. We didn't really prepare, right? We kind of just hopped on and said we'll talk about the game.
Yeah.
What have you been doing a lot of play testing? I've been play testing Mecha, Sat 13 Mecha for like the past 2-3 days. I think that's probably like the first weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if that was just going to be the strongest deck.
Yeah.
And just on the first weekend, because like generally the first weekend promos aren't legal and people don't have optimized builds, but we've already had Mecha for so long, and you just add like 2 really, really powerful cards to your build, Power the Super Saiyan and the new Mecha Frieza promo from the regionals. So like I wouldn't be surprised if Mecha just won the event, whatever the first weekend event's gonna be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's like we were saying earlier, like, people, I don't know why, but people love to just swap over to these new themed decks without thinking about the old meta. Like, they act like, because I'm playing this new stuff, my opponent's going to be playing this new stuff. When in all reality, it's like, did you plan to play the old stuff, or are you just playing the new stuff just because it came out? That's when a lot of people find themselves in trouble, because when you go against just decks such as Mecha Frieza that'll just floodgate you out, Or if you go against what's his face, Red Broly, I told you guys that too before the invitation even started. I said I would not be surprised if Red Broly had the most like representation in top cut. You guys looked at me like, oh, it's crazy. You're like, no, there's Mega, there's all this. I said, no. The reason why I'm saying that is because you got to realize a lot of people are coming from these Bandai Best of One events, meaning they think the decks that they were playing and that they were decent with will fare in a long game. But if you have a deck such as Red Broly, for some reason that was absent from these Best of One, I'm still to this day mind baffling on how Red Broly hasn't just ran through one of these Best of One events. But that's a story for another day. Once Red Broly comes in there and says, okay, cool, let me show you how I really do, all these Best of One like decks that you were having success with now becomes with minus King Piccolo. King Piccolo it's one of those decks that Best of One, Best of Three doesn't really care. But the other ones, which is Blue Baby and all that other stuff that you were having really good success with, it's not going to be the same. And that's why I made that prediction. And you guys saw what happened. Red Broly came, and it's like, it's rough, dude. Like, people forget how to play with only 3 or 2 cards in their hand, and it showed because Red Broly was running rampant, like rampant. It was bad. What else we got? Eddie took your advice, took out Protector to people for petrification. I was only playing 2 unstoppable. I told you, like, trust me, like, against Black, but he has petrification. Not petrification. Protector to people. It's rough to say. In my opinion, if I'm gonna give you 2 cards, I'm gonna protect. I can't even speak right now. I'm gonna petrification you because petrification ensures that X battle card is stuck. It can't be comboed. It can't attack. It can't do anything. Specifically going against Dark Broly, because Protector to people, honestly, you guys, Giancarlo, if you get Protector to people, do you even care if you're playing King Piccolo and going for a game?
Yeah, depends. Like, if my opponent's at 3 life, then no, because it's just like I'll just play a 50, like, because Tambourine has 40k attack, so it's like
you see, like,
you throw
that guy said 40k casually, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And like you just don't care. It's like Protector, your leader's with 20k, my guy's at 50k. I only used 1 card from hand to make it. That's Champa, right? So like. Protector doesn't do anything. Even at that point, like Heroine's lineage doesn't really matter because I only lost 1 card, which is the same amount of cards you lost to take it. And then it's like, I'll just attack with another double strike that's like a 25k. So like, if they're like 4 or 5 life, once they're a little bit higher, then yeah, Protector matters because basically by the time they get to 25, you have to neg to deal damage. So you're pretty much done dealing damage once they hit 25. Petrification, though, go ahead.
I was going to say, Flippy is always better than you play at the wrong time, it does not feel to make the discard 2 cards, generally.
Exactly.
By the time it is your opponent's screen. It all happens where you're at and where your opponent's at.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, yeah. Jeez. I don't know. King Piccolo, I think it can only get worse. I hate to say that, but I think King Piccolo had its time to shine, and in the next meta, I think it didn't get like any good support, So, like, it got a 1-drop that's like not bad, but it's not great. So I think like it's probably only going to see the light in this format, and then it'll really struggle next format. But that was not the question. I'm just saying that out loud.
No,
yeah, Protector
it's good that you say that. It's good that you say that so people can hear it from someone else besides myself. So I say things like that all the time, and they're like, that's just Eddie being Eddie to like sway on playing a certain deck. Like, no. Sometimes decks, if they don't have, they may be dominant, but if they get like just 1 or 2 cards, the new stuff coming out might overshadow it to the point where, hey, if you go 1-on-1 against this new stuff coming out, you're just gonna get spanked because my strategy is superior and more efficient at what you're trying to do. So I'm glad that you're actually explaining this to them. You can go on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, trust me.
So I think you have to look at like what's coming out versus what a deck gains.
Exactly.
So like if you looking at King Piccolo specifically in terms of support, you got like decent generic red support. There's 2 red extra cards that are not bad. King Vegeta's imposing presence. And there's another King Vegeta card. Both of those cards are like just decent, right? And then you get one drop that's like relatively mediocre to average. Like the one drop is not a bad card, but it's like not even as good as a card that already exists, Attack of the Demon Clan.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's no reason for you to play that one drop over Attack of the Demon Clan in my opinion. But that's like I haven't like tested it a lot. I only tested like 4 or 5 games. And then looking at the decks that come out, right? So like Mecha Frieza, I'm going to use that first as an example. That's a deck that already has a relatively fine like 50-50 with King Piccolo. I do think King Piccolo is slightly favored, but like the matchup's not bad by any means for Mecha. And it gets like 2 really broken cards. Like it gets Power of the Super Saiyan and the Frieza promo, which is technically already out. It's just people have limited access to it.
Bro, that Frieza promo is so broken, dude. My bad, yeah. I just had to say that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've been playing it, and I've been like, holy cow, bro! I'm
so much
people
value.
Don't have these yet because every tournament I enter that I don't have to deal with Frieza promo is just good. Now, obviously,
so
like there's adaptations you can make in the meta, right? Like you can just main deck Omen of Awakening that gets rid of Topo, that gets rid of Frieza. But I mean, but then like Aggro Sin is only gonna get better because Aggro Sin's a really strong meta deck that has a relatively good King Piccolo matchup. King Vegeta, I've had very, very limited testing against King Vegeta, but like King Vegeta right now is kind of destroying King Piccolo just because like King Piccolo is trying to out advantage it, but like you can generally just plus by negging, and if you can establish that Vegeta, the 5-cost Vegeta, then every single one of your demon clans is basically dead as soon as you play it. So it's just really tough. Makeka Burra is another deck that has like a relatively fine King Piccolo match. I wouldn't call it bad, but it's whatever. I don't know what other decks are coming out that matter. I'm sure I'm just forgetting some of them. Other than like not decks that already exist and get better, but like decks that are actually coming out. Supreme Kai sucks. That deck is not gonna be bad. Both of the green decks are bad. Both of the yellow decks are kind of bad.
Bojack's not too bad, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Bojack's okay, and then Gohan is kind of okay as well. Yeah, I think King Piccolo will beat both blue decks. I wouldn't be too concerned about it. But yeah, I don't know. Dark Broly and Vegeks get a resurgence, which means more Black Power Mass Saiyan exist in the format, which can only hinder King Piccolo, even though I don't think that card is like that bad. But like you said, when you loop it, if I go against my opponent and they play double Black Power Mass Saiyan on me, I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm going to be like, well, that sucks. Now I need to draw Yamcha or I lose the game. Like, something like that.
Yeah, and that's why I was explaining those whole sequence of rejects. Like, Dark Power Mass Saiyan, honestly, it doesn't do anything to King Piccolo. It's the whole reject strategy. You being able to loop, lock, and control is the issue because realistically, that Dark Power Mass Saiyan is going to slam every turn. Yes, you can board it, but if someone's being smart, and guys, if for some reason you're playing against King Piccolo, and you're trying to clear a board and just leaving Unison on board, you are never winning that game. I don't care what deck you're playing. Like, that, just stop. I want to stop seeing that mistake. Every time I see a stream game, it's like, well, I'm going to swing for the leader. And then guess what? I'm not even going to combo. And Piccolo's, okay, bet. Like, that 15 was never going to go through. And they'll keep on swinging. And I'm like, bro, number one, if you're going to swing and not combo, you might as well go to the Unison, dude. Like, that attack was never going. You're letting the Piccolo player plus by just... That was wild to me, so, man.
Yeah, I mean, King Piccolo is basically like a 20k leader, but I think in order for the deck to continue on, to see, not like the deck will die and you'll never see it, but it's like, for the deck to continue to see the success that it sees, it needs at least one more really good card, and it needs some type of adaptation. So it's like, you know, the card that's coming out in the pack, that card ain't it. The 2 generic red extra cards, like, although those are good cards, they're not really amazing. Like, they're not that good in King Piccolo. Like, they're both just like pretty good extra cards, and I don't think anything else is really coming out that's gonna like boost the strategy that much. So it's like we're probably just gonna see like the deck downtick, you know. Like I said, someone can innovate. I might spend, you know, that's the deck I really have enjoyed playing this set. I'll probably spend some time trying to innovate. But you know, like I said, for the release tournament, you know, people don't have, like, promos just won't be legal generally. No one's gonna have promos, and people generally aren't gonna have like their most optimized list.
Yeah.
So like you saw the Mecha Frieza decks that where people were playing at the beginning of set 12, they really suck compared to the decks we have now, simply because we've had many more months to optimize. So, like, I think King Piccolo could see success at the start of the format. I just think once people figure out what's really going on, it'll see a lot less success.
Yeah, I 100% agree on that.
But we have a lot of decks that are like really good that just aren't being seen because of like the price. Like red is just generally really expensive, and I think we're not seeing as much. We're not going to see as much red because it's really expensive. Mecha Freezer right now is really expensive because the promo is like $70.
Oh yeah.
Power of the Stain is going to be like a $40 card.
Yep.
And you know,
Final Flashes are 20 plus. That's insane, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and then Celzino, last time I checked, was like $500. So it's like we're just gonna see. Not even to mention Invoker, which is like a 3 Sublett. How much is Invoker worth now? Like
Apex by itself is like 1,600.
1,600 for one card that is you know, not even the best card in your deck, right? So it's like
insane.
it's something, man. So I think we just don't see decks because people are priced out of them, not because they're not like super relevant, you know. The other Victory Strike deck too, I think could still have like whether it's Cell Surge or Goku Jr., like that's just a deck people aren't gonna play because like who has a Victory Strike to play with? Like, yeah, I do, but it's like how many people actually wanna take their $4,000 card to a tournament, risk it getting damaged, risk it getting stolen, or whatever else, you know. I've heard people, like, these are real concerns some players have.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
But I think that deck will do something with Cell because I was just playing around and I was looking at it. I'm like, bro, you can realistically, instead of just turn 2 Victory Strike, just turn 2 selling consistently, which is just, if your opponent's still, I mean, if they're going second, realistically speaking, some players will tap out thinking they're safe, and it's like, no, bro, you just lost the game, bro. It's going to be rough, man, so.
Yeah.
It's still there, it's just a different secret, I mean.
We messed around with it when Hope was at 4. Now that Hope is at 1, I think it can still exist because you can just play the U7 Searcher card, right?
Yeah.
Like, you play 4 of that with your leader, you dig through the top 12 cards of your deck every turn. So it's like, unless Hope of Universe 7 is like way down in the bottom of your life, it's still probably pretty consistent getting it off on like turns 3 and 4. I don't think it's it's definitely the turn 2 version is definitely dead, but like people are still winning on, you know, like turn 3 and 4 is still relatively fast. That's what most games are ending on right now, so it can probably compete. And then like honestly, Cell Surge's Detach 1 is like they're both like really good. Like you basically just turn off your opponent's entire turn. It says you can't lose the game this turn, so it's really strong.
But there are some problems. Well, you mentioned the grip of this the actual cards deep, and your leader effective is 5 cards deep. And then you know that the one secret rare you can for 2. And it's not as effective to search for those cards in that deck because it shuffled every 3 cards. So it's not, I'm going to make 13 cards deep this turn, or 12 cards deep this turn, to find Hope of Universe 7 or Victory Strike hits. I'm going to look at 7, then I'm going to shuffle it and look at 5, potentially overlapping 3 or even 5 of those cards that I just looked at, or vice versa. And so it doesn't work out as well as you might think, even if you have all of these tools. And then on top of all of that, representative costs the energy, and the deck is very greedy with its energy. It doesn't actually have any energy that it can spare as it is. And so as far as being able to Victory Strike people on turn 2, like you said, that's a pipe dream. But even turns 3 or 4, it's not going to work out as easily. And if there's any kind of game structure in the game, any at all, Dark Road, for example, it's just Alan will struggle too hard. I think that if we want to build a range deck, if we want to play with some of those swap cards or some of the stuff, we would just go with the low swapping game, play the $200 secret rare instead of $4,000. And actually enjoy the game instead of frustrating yourself, feeling like you're just throwing stuff at the wall as you're like, all I need is Universe 7, I've got the Victory Strike, I can't find it, or vice versa, or it's like I can send it all it's just, it's not going to work out. If you want to play spot stuff, just go with the leaders. I would have my advice on that. It's just the numbers don't work out well enough. I have little chance of it not learning how much cheat or
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That will be a deck someone gets banned playing because they're cheating. I think everything you said was right. I really like the new Goku Junior leader. He's pretty cool. You can double Goten on turn 1. Like, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, with that leader, that's what I'm saying. With that leader, you can consistently, as long as you see Cell Zeno, just Cell Zeno turn 2. Especially if you're going, I'm like, okay, swing. The Goten will literally find what you need, like what you're searching for. I think that's a real, like, a legit deck, man. Like, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think that deck was pretty much created from the whole fact that it said no victory strike. It said, yeah, no turn 2 victory strike. That was just turn 2 Cell Zeno, dude, which is, I don't know. I guess you still have a chance. Yeah, I did too. I ain't gonna lie.
I saw that leader and I was like, oh, okay, Bardock's getting unbanned.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but like, they were just like, bro, you can tell Bandai really loved Goku's lineage as a, like, generally they just want to push Son Goku because obviously he's the main character. So it's like, you just see certain archetypes get way more support than other archetypes because of the character they're based around. Like Goku's. Any Son Goku archetype is like guaranteed to get more support than any other archetype.
This is facts. This is straight facts.
no way. No way they would really find out. The winner takes its own life, right? It's a self-inflicting.
No, it wouldn't be good for the game. I just, I was like, as soon as I read that leader, I was like, oh, okay, cool, they're going to unban Bardock. I bought 4 Bardock. I didn't even have them. I bought 4 for like $8.
The boy was ready.
I was like, bro, if this card gets unbanned, it's immediately $30,
yeah.
bro. I just had to be safe. I'd rather lose $8 than not be able to play the freaking tier 1 swap deck with Bardock.
That's facts. Bardock is the thing about Bardock. It was in leader locked and it was in color locked, dude. That thing is just broken. Like, if you wanted to play a deck that just go literally, it's not even the fact that just go faster. You had a universal package you put in any deck with the Bardock and the Goten, dude. It was man, oh man, that was just insane. I remember the game at that point was literally just Bardock and Goten brigade, dude. Just summon Bardock. Hopefully you have the Goten, swing, find another one, dude, swing again. It's shoo.
I mean, this new Son Goku leader has very similar vibes where you can just double Goten super early.
Exactly.
And, like, again, Sublett, you did say, like, it's Goten puts at the bottom, right? So it's like you swing twice, you look at the top 7 cards of your deck, you get to draw 1, and then you look at the top 3 twice.
Yeah.
And then those go to the bottom. So, like, you filter through your deck so quickly, it's going to be a more consistent win than the Cell Zeno deck. I would think so. And then if you don't win, you just tap 3 and you summon freaking Item Mastery for 3 energy, and he's a double attack, triple strike, or some shit like that. So it's going to be a pretty good deck, I think.
It's about to be interesting to see what happens.
But I do think that it has a bad matchup against Mecha Frieza, just because of how hard it is to kill Mecha Frieza right now. Especially if you have to spend energy to kill Mecha Frieza. Mecha Frieza exceeds at making decks not win if they have to spend energy. And then Final Flash is basically just like get out of jail free card for literally any attack.
Final Flash needs to go, man. I'm sorry. That card needs to go.
Yeah, well, it's like you can Cell Zeno me, and I'll just Final Flash or Cell Zeno, take 1 or 2 damage, and it's like, well, you pop your entire board to deal 1 damage, or like any triple strike, anything. Like Final Flash is literally just a get out of jail free card. As long as I have 1 Final Flash, it's like I'm immune to most secret rares. Like, it's pretty crazy.
That's insane. That's insane when you think of it like that. It's true. That's insane. Man, oh man.
Because if you have to spend energy, it's like, I'm going to find a way to tap your energy down. It could be Chappelle, it could be leader ability, it could be Giant Ball, it could be Zamasu, Power to Super Saiyan, anything into Bergamo, your whole turn is off. Now because you have to spend energy, you can't win the game. And that's why Mega Freeze is going to be really strong, because a lot of decks are spending energy, or at least a lot of the newer decks are spending energy.
That's facts.
Excuse me.
All right. What other questions do you guys have for us? You guys have been really quiet in the comment section. We just had Sage talking about, hopefully that advice I gave you did help you out, and you were able to see more success with Gogeta Zeno. Because like I said, the only reason why I had to put that deck back down is once I saw that Black Gogeta wasn't leader locked, and I'm like, wow, you could throw this in rejects. I said, there's no point of playing a fair rejects where you have to actually tap energy to play, then just play rejects, dude. Like, it made no sense to just not make the switch over. I'm telling you, like, Gogeta Zeno, if it was exactly like rejects, where if you warp cards, you get to play them, it would be hands down insanely broken. But the fact that you're paying energy, dude, like, you're so really, it's so tough. And it's not like you can, okay, cool. Let's say if you're going against an aggro and you can't really have your strategy in order, it's not like you can just power burst at will, because you struggle to get cards in there. And when you do have cards in there, it's for your overround 6 for the for your Bardock to go get your piece back. I don't know. That deck is like, I'm not saying that the deck is bad. It's just, it's not as efficient as other existing decks, in my opinion. And that's why I'm like, if you have the cards, sure, you have it. You can play. You can grind it out. I would 100%. If you want to take it for the best of one event, you'll probably see some success. But for best of two, I don't see it happen. There's a lot of ways you can floodgate that deck. Number one, Mecha Cabrera. Your entire chain is 6 drops, which I think Bandai did them wrong. It should have been, at least a new one could have been a 5 or something, dude. Like, the fact that everything is 6 in Gogeta Zeno, you already got. So realistically speaking, if you're going against blue, they would have your number. If that deck ever became really, like, viable, like the ish, you'd just be locked. Because number one, you would have really, yeah, you have your barrier blocker, but you would have to see multiples of them, because you would have to go against striving to be the best. Then you have to go against Mecha Cabrera. Like, you see what I'm talking about? Like, it's easy for that deck to get locked, man. You're paying energy to, like, nah, I can't do it. At least if I'm gonna get floodgated, let my stuff be free, like the Jax. I'm gonna keep preaching that, because, like, you guys need to understand the value of free. Where for Jax and Dark Broly, the reason why those decks will always be up tier is, yes, you can floodgate Dark Broly, for instance, with Violent Rays. You can do Jax with the with like Red, right? Red has the Yamcha counter plays, but the thing was, you're removing stuff from board, or you're slowing stuff that I literally played for free. That's me just playing the game without using energy. Now I'm like, okay, cool, I understand. My turn may have came to a halt, but guess what? Now my energy, I have free realm to play defensively, or free realm to say, okay, cool, I don't care. I know I can't do anything this turn. I'm gonna set up this turn for next turn to kill you. Like, it's stuff like that. You guys have to realize, if you're getting floodgated, like I told you guys, Violent Rays doesn't kill Dark Broly. It stalls the game out. The only thing that literally sits there and kills Dark Broly, in my opinion, is just in best of 3, it's the mirror match. Because as much as your opponent hates you saying 30k no combo, you hate it too, and they come right back to your face. That thing is the most annoyingest thing ever. But once you realize that, hey, they slowed down the game, they didn't really win the game, and every single time they're using a Violent Rays, they're going to lose at least 2 to 3 cards, at least bare minimum 2 for Violent Rays. Done correctly, after a sideboard, you should have your pieces that say, hey, if you're going to counter, I'm a Taxi Fury counter. And on top of Taxi Fury counter, you're going to have Ravager is going to tax you even more. You see what I'm saying? So you're stalling the game and losing all these cards, and the one turn you say on the gates, you don't even have cards to combo anymore. And my guys are base 30k. That's why I tell you guys, like, there's decks that are way more efficient. And not only they're way more efficient, yes, they face the same problems as floodgates, but you haven't even used your energy yet. And that's the biggest thing I want you guys to see. Like, oh man, I can't express it anymore. Like, the importance of you baiting on a floodgate without even using one energy, dude. Like, that is super, super important. And you guys have to understand that. So that's all I'm gonna say on that, because I don't wanna rant about that. But
no, I agree. Gogeta Zeno was just DOA. It was never a better leader than the 2 black leaders that already exist, and that was just a problem.
Like, in my opinion, it's a good deck. Like, the thing I said last time, it's just it's too fair. Like, the stuff you do, you're paying, like, let's say if I don't know, the leader was $50. You're gonna try to go online and get it if it's 50, probably for 40. No, like, you're not gonna go to someone and say, okay, cool, it's $50, I'll give you $50 for it. You're gonna try to get a deal, and that's how Gogeta Zeno plays. If the energy cost is 1, you're gonna pay 1. The energy cost is 2, you're gonna pay, like, for your 6 drop that to play it. It's cool in concept, because you play it, that card will literally bait out the Violent Rays, and you'll pay another energy to get 2 1 drops out. But you see how you keep paying energy and paying energy? That's just neg to me, dude. Like, man.
Well, I mean, I think a big thing is the card you're paying energy for is like, if I have to pay 2 energy, it better be for Demigra. Like,
Yeah,
if
game
I pay
breaking,
2 energy for a battle card and it's not as good as Demigra, I'm pissed, bro. I'm not playing that stuff.
I ain't gonna lie, it's just game breaking. I get it, mind baffles me. I'm not saying the deck. I said I don't want you to say Eddie says his deck is bad. The deck is not bad. It's just too fair. That's all. I don't like to play and the game of Dragon Ball. I don't like to play a deck that's too fair. When you have another deck that it's like how he was saying earlier that says hope. As long as I have it in my hand, I can be tapped. You can never go for game with a secret, right? You think that's fair? Like, why do you think it's having so much success? Because it's not fair. Stuff that it can do, it makes no sense whatsoever. Everything is literally free. Now, if you're trying to play a fair deck to beat something that literally says all my extra cards are free, you're not going to have a good time, my man. And no matter how many floodgates you have, and it's not like Vegeks where you could loop your floodgates. So you don't have a drop to be able to loop things like that. That's why I preach cards like, if you want to floodgate someone down, play Vegeks. If you just want to have a nice time controlling the game and just laughing at your opponent because they think they're slowing you down, play Dark Broly because you'll literally see it. Numbers don't lie. It's not a one card negate, dude. Like, if you sequence everything correctly, numbers do not lie. I don't care what you have. I don't care how good of a player. Numbers do not lie, guys. And that's why I love Dark Broly with a passion. The only time numbers do lie to you is against Invoker, because I don't care how many cards in your hand. It's just, yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. But besides Invoker, numbers do not lie, boys and girls. That's all I can tell you on that. What's your thought on Reboot Bergamo and the support it got from the champ deck? I'll let these guys talk about it. I have not read that leader. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know it plays things for free.
With it, Sublett. Do you want to talk about Reboot Bergamo?
No.
It's fun, man. It's a lot. It's like it's Dangerous Triangle's just not good enough. That's like the card that would win the game if cards were like not 6 energy anymore, right? So like literally half of the meta is immune to the deck, and then the half of the meta that it would affect has built-in removal that are not battle cards. So it's like it's just really tough for that deck to exist. Like, if you play against red, you have to deal with Yamcha and Frieza's Death Ball, and that's just going to kill your dog. If you play against green, they're going to have Dormant and whatever Shocking Death Ball. If you play against Dark Broly, like, their stuff's not getting negated. So I think the deck is fun, and the Bergamo Ace, the promo, was a really cool card, and it's definitely good support. Like, the deck got a lot of good support, but it's just like the way the deck operates was just never going to be good enough. It's like a locals tier deck. I would definitely take that deck to locals, but I would never try to enter that into a real event. But it is a fun. I've played it a good bit. It is a really fun deck.
Oof, I like this question a lot. Top 5 decks in the game right now that have the best and easiest resource management. Well, in my opinion, we said 3 of them. The 4th one, we have one of the... Let me not say that because I don't want to be rude. We have one of the experts at it in the deck, which is, in my opinion, I'll let all these guys answer it. In my opinion, it's the 3 decks we said. Mega Frieza, Vegeks, Dark Broly, Invoker. If I were to pick a 5th one, what just has really, really, like, resource... I'd say, I'm not going to lie, you guys are going to hate me. I know Giancarlo's going to hate me, so I'm not going to say King Piccolo. I'm going to say Turles. I don't know. I have not been sleeping these past couple of nights. I've literally just been thinking about that deck, like, how is this not winning an event? I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, I understand this, you get aggroed, but I'm not going to say it. I just want to play it. I guess I have to learn the hard way. I'm still to this day confused on how it hasn't won an event. Like, I don't know. That deck to me seems insane. But realistically speaking, if I'm not being biased, I guess the 5th spot would go to King Piccolo because it does have the stats behind it. You see what I'm saying? So what do you guys think are the top 5 decks in the game right now that have the best and easiest resource management?
So yeah, I disagree a lot. So in terms of just resource management, not in terms of like the actual place on the tier list, number 1 is obviously has to be King Piccolo. Like, literally it says every turn, like, you just play a 15k for free, your leader's always at 20k. It's impossible to neg. Like, it's literally just impossible to neg playing that deck if you're not playing like brain dead. Like it's so hard not to have more cards in hand than your opponent. Like I don't know, bro. King Piccolo's got to be the best resource management deck simply because literally everything is free. Like I pay 2 energy for a unison. That's basically a +6 over the course of the game, and then literally everything else I play is a +1 for 0 energy. So like it has to be King Piccolo. As in terms of resource management, that's got to be number 1. Sublett, what do you think?
You're mixing up resource management and value. A card that generates +6 is value. Resource management is actually something like Invoker. Now, with this card is spell, you can get them back. You mitigate how many skills the enemy drop in at the victory pit, as well as for adding cards to the top of your deck in hand. When to use those effects, you can either look to draw in or add back. You mitigate your gates when you collect it and you don't collect it. Control decks are much more resource management than any kind of mid-range, value-oriented King Piccolo deck.
Okay. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Because your leader attacks, it just generates value out the wazoo. But it's
Yeah.
not management game. It's a one-year value that your opponent can
Okay. I understand. Yeah, I understand now. So then I would change my. Yes, I agree. Invoker's a great example for that. I would say Baby is too. Then I would say Dark Broly is a good resource management deck because you have to literally every single card counts, and if you're not keeping account of the value that every single card can generate in that deck, you are playing suboptimally. So you have to manage your resources very, very carefully in Dark Broly. Probably more than any other deck. Probably Invoker is like number 1, but then I would say Dark Broly has to be number 2 because you can literally be 1 card off and you are just playing suboptimally for the rest of the game because you messed up 1 card. And I don't think I've played a deck in Dragon Ball that has been like that, other than Dark Broly.
Yeah, so I agree completely. Dark Broly is very resource management heavy. And it punishes poor resource management. That is actually the definition of a resource management type deck. Is if you make one mistake, it punishes you so hard.
Right, okay. I got you. Yeah, so then I would agree. Invoker is definitely that. But,
Dark Broly,
set 1 Broly.
Yes, actually, that one.
Hey, can you turn Sublett up in Discord?
Let me see if I can.
Just right click on his image and turn up the user volume. It'll make it easier for him to hear you.
Said right click on Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a loud person.
Nah, he was at 100. I just think the fact that I'm doing it from my phone instead of actually streaming it is what the issue is. That's why I said I have to sit down and actually learn how to use OBS.
I got you.
Because it says he's at 100. Yeah, it says user volume 100.
Okay.
Yeah, I apologize, guys. I'm like not the most technical savvy person, but come Sunday I will be at least somewhat decent.
We're all bro. I feel that, bro. I'm not a technology guy. I feel like I'm an old man already, and I'm ready for technology to stagnate because it's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
He's right. I do want a self-driving car though. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I don't even know what any of that means, but I'm sure it was pretty cool. Yeah, man.
But you guys only gave 2 decks. I only heard 3 decks. I heard King Piccolo, Invoker, and Dark Broly. This man said 5. You guys have to pick 2 more.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, Baby's got to be up there, right? Because you're managing your negates. Which negate is best played when? Which negate is best in the situation? Which negate are you okay with getting negated? That's a good. And then also like when using your leader ability, you're also like have to pick the right card. So that's gonna be the one. That's gonna be one. Mecha Frieza. Yeah, Mecha Frieza is good. What did you say? Yes, exactly. Any control deck is a resource management deck. I 100% agree. So half of Mecha Freezes would fall into that category as well. Half of Sin Shinron would probably fall into that category. And then set one Broly. If you can't resource management, playing a bad any bad deck is also gonna fall into this category, right? Like set one Broly, the only way you can actually win is by outvaluing your opponent. So you have to be good at the resource management deck. That's why I really suggest new players go play older decks, because you'll learn a different aspect of the game.
Yeah, that is true. All right, let's see what else you guys got for me. My dog said Piccolo Surge. Yeah, if it was legal, oh my god, I loved to death Piccolo. That was deck, man. Woo, that was the good old days. I'm not gonna lie to you. Piccolo Surge, y'all make a tear come to mind, man. Man, oh man.
I missed that whole format.
Sacrifice. I'll either Android 18 or Sacrifice. Bro, that tech was so... Oh my goodness. You weren't doing anything, dude. Lord have mercy. Oh yeah. People used to get burnt. Yeah, I did. I played it at TOP. I forget. The funniest thing was when people didn't believe me. I'm like, how does this deck lose to Reboot Gohan? They're like, bro, you're gonna get savage against Reboot Gohan until they saw my list. I'm like, no, you don't. Reboot Gohan was out. Reboot Gohan was out when
No, Ribrianne, not Reboot Gohan. Ribrianne Pursuing Passion, Draftbox 5.
Oh, Draftbox. Yeah, the TOP had Draftbox 5 in it. I think I had 4 Ribriannes. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think. When did Rubian come out? Rubian came out after Draftbox 5, didn't it? No. TOP came. When TOP came, Reboot Gohan was there. Where is... I'm trying to think, was Rubian illegal?
No. It wasn't out yet.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So no one got to play it, and no one got to play tournaments with Rubian. That's unfortunate. Hold on. So when did I know for a fact I played a tournament with Rubrian then. What tournament did I play? Bro, when?
Yeah, that sounds very nice. I missed that whole format, but that sounds like that would have been a lot of fun. So, just to clarify, Draftbox 5 came out on March 27th. TOP was in February, right? So, I don't remember exactly when. I just know it was in February, so it couldn't have been the same format.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now. What event did I play with Rubrian, dude? This is gonna get to me now. This is gonna get to me. There has to be an event. No, you guys could talk. I'm going crazy now. When the hell is Rubrian legal? What event was it?
What do you guys want to hear, bro? What do you guys want to know? You guys want to know what? Ask a question. Ask about Invoker, so we'll talk about Invoker. That's right. He doesn't just know Invoker. He also knows Yellow Frieza U7.
I also know that I can beat Giancarlo with a deck.
Yeah. Nobody wants to. Eddie, when do you upload that video, bro?
Good. Oh snap! I actually gotta put it on. I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably have
Right
it.
now,
What's today? Today's Friday. I can have it on. I don't put things on the weekend. Probably Monday.
Alright, Monday. New Giancarlo vs. Sublett dropping Monday on the PPG
Monday.
channel. Tier 2 decks that have the potential to top. I don't know, bro. The format's so wide that it's gonna be pretty iffy on what you would consider tier 2. So what I would consider tier 2 is Control Sin, Go Tanks, Set 1 Broly, the Gex. Those are all decks I consider roughly tier 2. So out of that whole list, probably the Gex is the best one.
And I put the Gex and any green deck into the anti-meta strategy, because you know that your deck to beat other decks, not really to do something specific, except green deck.
like anti-meta is never the meta. You know what I'm saying? Like very rarely does that happen.
I think the tier 2 and anti-meta slash rogue are two different kinds of things. I agree that controls in certainly like a tier 2 deck.
Yeah, that's fair. I get what you're saying.
Also, you have to define best of 1 versus best of 3 because in best of 1, Dark Roller is a tier 2 deck.
That is a big fact. Yeah, Dark Roller kind of sucks in best of 1 because the mills, because the likelihood of drawing Heartfelt Plea is just less. You don't have sideboard options that make your main board stronger, and you generally just have a weaker game 1 matchup than other decks. So, yeah, like in best of 1, Dark Roller is absolutely a tier 2 deck. Eddie, explain why Heroine's Lineage is good. I don't know that I agree with you on that.
Hold on, I'm on a mission, man. I'm trying to find my old deck list to where I know I talked to Drew Rand in my deck list one time. Hold on, I'm on a mission right now.
Alright, Eddie's distracted. He's on a warpath.
I'm trying to figure out what event was it.
What do you say, Sublett?
Alright, here's why Heroine's Lineage is good. You go to TCG Player and you type in that Supreme time.
Yeah.
Get the Heroine's Lineage. That $300 difference makes Heroine's Lineage pretty good.
Alright. That actually makes more sense. No, I know why Heroine's Lineage is good. I was just trying to get some conversation started. It is change of heart. Okay, me and Sublett, all I want to talk about, me and Sublett have this theory, right? So this is for any Yu-Gi-Oh player. Pot of Greed is broken, obviously, right? If you have to pay 1 mana for Pot of Greed, it's not good. So, if Change of Heart is also broken, if you have to pay 1 mana for Change of Heart, is it good? I would say yeah. I would say yeah, it's good. What about you, Sublett?
I think it's good because it's on the quick thing.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I tell people it's an energy controller that you don't have to trigger anything, but an energy.
You're right, it's not Change of Heart. It is enemy controller. You're right, yeah.
Not exactly, because you're sacrificing the person who's the equivalent of tapping the
Yeah, it's type of energy. That's why I thought I played Rubrian. I played the Zamasu package. I'm like, I know I was making people discard too. My bad, I was wrong. I played the Zamasu package in my Piccolo Surge. I was going crazy. I finally found a deck list.
I got you. No, yeah, I use Heroine's Lineage as a tempo play. I never save it. Like, if I have it in my hand, I'm just going to take a 4-drop or a 5-drop with it. Because, like, honestly, like, at this, like, nobody anymore, no good player is ever swinging into Heroine's Lineage unless they're already losing the game.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what bad players do because you shouldn't lose to bad players anyway. So, like, I'm never saving Heroine's Lineage because, like, right now, we already were just using our leaders to win because, like, Final Flash exists, Haze Shenron exists. Like, you're already just using your leader to win the game. So, like, Heroine's Lineage doesn't change that. It just adds 1 more card to that equation.
Yeah, exactly. What I was going to say on Heroine's Lineage is the fact that you don't know where it's coming. A lot of people that say it's bad assume that people are going to use it on the last attack of the game. That's why they say it's bad. But just like you just said, it can be used at any time and point in the game. Like, you guys can go. If you think people who fall into it are bad, you're saying I'm bad because I try to play around it, and I was not going for a game. I was playing with Dark Broly, and he just so happened, like, I think it was round 3 of stream this past weekend. I didn't combo anything. I said 30K praying the DBS God season take my only Dark Broly that could combo off, and he literally took it, and I was just stuck. Like, literally I had 2 energy open. I had nothing to play. I literally needed to combo off a Dark Broly, and it put it in my drop, and he just took it. That wasn't me going for a game. That wasn't me comboing anything on it. He looked at my drop and just said, okay, I'm going to take that. And my turn was instantly over. And it's stuff like that you can't, I mean, even though yes, you can't predict it, but you can't stop it. And that's not me going in for a game. That's the biggest thing I want to explain to people. Stop looking at it as in, oh, if you fall for this, you're bad. It's not going. It's a lot of stuff that can happen. Guys, as a Dark Broly player, I'll tell you this right now. You can't do this to me because I don't play Heartfelt Plea. But in a mirror match, you understand, if they summon that 7-drop, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. They summon this 7-drop, and they swing with it because they get greedy. You can literally Heroine's Lineage, take it, and then use Heartfelt Plea from your opponent's 7-drop. Come on, man. Is that you going for a game? No, it's not. That's you doing something game. Your opponent's gonna look at you, just split the table. The game's over instantly. You literally just took their 7-drop and heartfelt plea from it. It's stuff like that. It has nothing to do with going for a game. It has nothing to do with shotgunning on a battle card. It's just plays that you honestly have to play around now. And if you're not sure if your opponent has the card, you are just donezo. Like, what are you doing, B? Like, it gets bad really, really, really quick. Imagine that last example I just said. How sick would you be if we're playing right now the Dark Broly matchup, like the Dark Broly mirror match? I don't play a heartfelt plea, which you do, so I'm not even thinking about it, right? And like I nonchalantly attack you with my 7-drop, and you take it, and on your turn you awaken and just have a heart. I'm like, what just happened to myself? Like, I just gave you the game from one secret. That secret is busted, but people think I'm just hyping it up. I'm like, listen. I only own one, D. I don't have all these infinite parents. I just picked my other one up when I went to PVG the other day. Like, I'm not making money, dude. Like, I'm not selling the one I have, but I only have one. I don't have cases of these products sitting. I'm just speaking the truth. That Heron's thing, it's unpredictable. Like, people are being really, really close-minded about the way it's going to be used, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I may actually, no trolls, make a video on the card, only because people have been asking me, like, legit for real, asking me how am I using this card. Number one, it's not a field spell. That's the first thing I tell people. I said number two is you don't have to have it in play. It's literally you activate battle. And the best example I give to everyone who messaged me was imagine using Sentry Beam. It's the same timing. Like on your offense step, you can use it. On your defense step, you can use it. That's exactly how the card is played. It does not have to be in play. It's not a field. Like I get common questions on how is this card good, this and that. I have to explain it to them. They're like, okay, cool. But how about they take it off the field? I'm like, how are they taking it off the field? They go, because it's a. I'm like, it's not. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I actually might make a video on that card.
Yeah. It's just there's so many scenarios where it's just strictly better than any other card, right? So like your opponent is gonna attack your leader for 25, right? Because like 25 is just the standard number you attack a leader at because of super combo, right? So it's like let's say they swing with the battle card, they use their super combo, now they're at 25. Okay, instead of using a super combo and then comboing an additional card that's a neg 2 or really it's a neg 1, but it's a neg 1 and a neg super combo, you just use Heroine's Lineage. Now you literally lose nothing because you gain a battle card. Yeah, you do like that might not win you the game, but you're exchanging your secret rare for like for basically like a +3. That's what it would even out to. It's like it's just really good for any random scenario like that. Like, and then you get a battle card, and that battle card could be as good as Demigra. You know, the 5-drop Overwhelm Demigra, or it could just be like a Tambourine. Like, you know, it's probably, you know, if Tambourine attacks for 40k, which it does often, like you're never out comboing 40k. Like it's so difficult to out combo 40k. You exchange your secret rare. Now you like don't take 2 damage, and you have like a 20k attacker or you know a 15k attacker. So like there's just plenty of scenarios where it's good.
Oh, there's countless scenarios. I'm gonna give you one last example because I preach this deck and I want people to play this deck. I'm not baiting you. I no longer have Dark Broly. So the one deck that I believe that beats this is Dark Broly, which is Red Broly. Imagine you going up your chain, dude. And imagine you have a 5-drop out and I just take your 5-drop, and from your 5-drop I just finish you off with it. So I attack with it. I freaking not the 5-drop. It goes to a 6. It goes to the 5 and 6. I attack with it, then I swap, and I kill the rest of your hand, dude. Off your card. Like, that thing has endless pot. You have to just open your mind to what you can do with that card. Like, it's really, really, really insane. And once people actually understand, hey, it's not just off shotgunning cards. It's specific mirror matches where, hey, maybe if I had this card, even something as simple as I'm playing with Jax, and damn it, I could kill my opponent right now, but he has a Black Man Saiyan on board. And you're taking a Black Man, you're not going for a game, you're not going for anything, dude. You just take a problematic card off the field, and now you're in a winning situation. Like, bro, it's countless possibilities that you guys just have to be able to see. Like, it's thinking out. If you like to think outside the box, this is a secret rare for you. Because the stuff you can do with it, it's literally, in my opinion, it's limitless. Like, yes, it's not like Baby Hatch where it ends your turn. It's not like other things that end your turn. One thing I will say, this is the one secret you cannot interact with. Once you use the secret, it's done for. Like, other things, get kind of like you can charismatic villain at Apex. You can do a lot of other stuff. You can count like baby. If baby is not on, if it does not hit the board, yes, the negate will be through. But when this card is played, your opponent can no longer attack for turn. That thing does not hit the board. It does not go through. If I use Heroine's Lineage just like that and take your card, you can't do anything about it. You literally just have to give me the card and that's it. You can flip the table, but that's about it. I'm just gonna leave like that, bro. That card is insane. I'll just make a video for you guys. But it's endless possibilities. You just gotta think about it, dude.
Yeah, the more you play it, the more times it'll come up in different unique ways.
Yep.
Yeah, just for everybody listening, you cannot charismatic villain Apex.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's higher than 5, isn't it? Yeah, that's
charismatic villain is 7 and below.
Yeah, it's 7 and below. Oh, my bad.
Charismatic villain is 7 and below.
My bad. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Always run into situations where it will be more. But people say that about me.
Yeah.
There's situations where you see the Piccolo Jr., for example, it happens in the public photo or something wrong or something. It's a playing card. It's not a bad card.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's the best secret rare that we have. Personally, I think that the best generic secret rare that we have is time. And it's just because time feels very low that we're time is one hand of the attacker, which is aggressive. And also clears your opponent's board and this is passive movement as well. She's playing controller, which is board-like. And she cuts off at least one attack.
Yeah.
And that is not good in a lot of situations. And the attack she shuts off is infinitely more important than activity that shuts off. Because we can't win and we can't win games. And so, with the time, and you can't kill the rebounds, you can't kill the goals, and we've already discussed how easy it is to interact with battles. And so personally, I think that the best card is time. I think that the second best one, generically speaking, is Villain. Just because it's the best budget secret rare we have. It has no restrictions as far as linear or deck building. So it's great. It's brilliant, but it isn't necessarily the best lineage out there. It is wrong, in a way, but it is not really the other one. It's just another card that interacts with something which is something important to understand as a player, that cards like this exist. But if I was playing around one or the other, I would be playing around time instead of it's just me.
Are you saying that because I can't take your Apex? That's why you're saying that, aren't you? He's saying that because he's like my secret rare is better than your secret rare. He's just rubbing it in right now.
Yeah, everything someone said was true. I can't disagree with that.
High attacks, so slightly better.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Invoker perspective. I'm talking about this strictly from a player perspective. If I am playing a deck that's on Invoker, and I'm going to play around something, I'm definitely playing around time. More so than I am. Unless I know for a fact you're playing. I'm playing around with you.
Yeah, I agree. No, everything someone said was 100% true.
Makes sense. Let's see if we have anything else.
I don't know. Maybe Invoker though. It's tough because you just gotta mill your secret rare. So like the secret rare almost never matters in Regex because you're just gonna mill it.
That's facts.
That's how I feel about it.
That's big facts. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta pray to
like,
the DBS gods. You open it, dude, or it's gone. You'll never see that bad boy.
You mill what, 40 cards a game, roughly maybe 25 to 30, whereas you only draw like 10, 15 cards a game. Like you're literally just never gonna see it. You're gonna mill it.
Yeah.
And you'll see it like 1 out of every 5 games or something like that.
Look, you play Lineage in the decks for the simple fact that it doesn't build itself in the blue map.
That's true too.
It gets it more than once in a game.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. That would be hilarious, dude. Bro, you use that secret warning. Oh my god, that's another plus for lineage, dude. You see, thank you. That's another bullet point. Ding.
No, that's actually a really good point because
Yeah.
you shuffle your deck back.
Yeah, that's
Like,
another
yo,
one. Ding for
How
lineage.
How mad would I be if I got double the Heroine's lineage? in
Oh
one
my
game? I'd be so
god.
mad.
I'd quit the game, dude. That's it. What can you do? Like, what? Use a secret word twice? Like, what? That's insane. Oh my goodness.
I'd be salty as
Bro,
hell.
I would be too. I ain't gonna. I'd probably flip the table, dude. Bro, you got lineage twice in one. Oh my goodness. Not in a match, in a game, dude. That's something else. All right, let's see if we have anything else. And then we'll hit closing comments because, we've been past our mark. What do we have? Yeah, I think we caught up on everything. All right, let's you two start hitting up my closing comments. So closing comments is just anything you want to say, any advice you want to give to the community, any things that you see, like common mistakes that you think should be corrected, and yeah, anything pretty much that you want to say to help them out.
Probably not off the top of my head. People need to play better. It's like such a weird thing to say, but it's like if you're gonna pay money for a deck and enter into a regional, don't just like play 3 rounds and then drop. Like actually participate because it's good. Like if you have a chance to top, bro, top. Like you get way better. I know it's hard to play like a regional on your computer like all day. It's very difficult for me to do. You know what I mean? But it's like just play, bro, because it's better to top than it is to just go 0-3 drop and collect like 5 packs. You know what I mean? That's all I'd really have to say. There's plenty of like random advice you could give to every player, but like not off the top of my head. I couldn't think of anything.
Nah, you said something very similar to what I always tell the players. I said if you really value your deck, like you really want that deck to be it, number one, before you go into an event, make sure you have efficient playtesting sessions with it. And number two, even if you do not do well with it at an event, play the event. You already paid for it. Play the event and take it seriously. Even if you start off X2, play the event. Because number one, you never know what could happen is X2. And then number two, your deck can only improve because now you see, hey, this card is not as efficient as I thought it would be. So I'm going to replace it with this card instead. But if you just 0-2 drop or 0-3 drop, whatever it is, you're not playing, you're getting no information from the deck. You just, because literally, you could have just got a really bad hand and you lost. Realistically speaking, that matchup you lost is something you would have won. So I preach it to players. I'm like, don't drop unless you have something else, like legit something to do. But if you already paid your money for the tournament, dude, get experience. Because experience is something you can't pay for. Experience is something like, it's priceless to me. Like, the time you invest into a deck and the problems and the more lines of plays that'll open up to you that you'll be able to see just from playing the deck, it's just something you can't. It's like it's gold, and a lot of people don't appreciate that whatsoever. So I 100% agree with what you said.
Yeah. Sublett, you go ahead. I have one more thing I thought of, but you go ahead first.
I can offer 2 points of advice to you.
Mhm.
The first point of advice is don't get caught up in the best deck. Because the best deck changes week by week. And so if you're in a limited game, invest in one deck, you can top. This game has such a wide tier 1 and it has a wide tier 2. You need tier 2 deck and top of it. So it's very important that you don't jump from deck to deck to deck to deck. Because you're just going to hate the game. You're not going to get no better. Because every deck has a different play style. Every person has a different play style, and some decks are not going to resonate. So you want to watch some videos, see some cards, play on Untapped, get an idea of what deck you want to invest in, then invest in it, and use it, and play it, and you'll be more comfortable, and you will do better in tournaments. Even if your deck isn't considered the best deck, you will do better with that deck because you put the time in, the effort in, and because it's something that you now play into that play style. And that will carry you further than ever thinking you have to buy the best deck, you have to play the best card, you have to get this super deck. Any of that kind of nonsense. And the second point of advice, you need to be a player. When you're playing in a tournament, especially if it's like your first region, when you go to play in a, on a piece of paper, 1K less combo time. That is not an excuse. That is not a reason for losing to most games. Most of the time, you made a mistake. You put on the line without combo when you shouldn't have. You over combo, you under combo, you took advantage you shouldn't have. You charged the wrong card, you made the wrong play. You need to actually reflect on your play style and your game. You figure out why you lost. You need to put that on paper. You need to write that down. Because by doing that, it will stick in your mind that you shouldn't make that mistake again. But if you want to do, what did your opponent do that lost to you? Because that will give you more insight into the deck you played against. And it will tell you, when my opponent does this, they have done something that has given me an advantage I should capitalize on. And this kind of thing will make you better at the game. It can help you become a competitor, not just a player in this game, but a competitor. Somebody who is good at the game, because you get to a point where you don't need that paper. You can look at the game and see it in real time. Realize where you're about to make a mistake and stop it. And that's important for winning players. And we give that advice to a lot of winning players. And most of the time, they usually find it helpful. So really just focus on why you are winning and losing games. And it'll help you figure it yourself out. And it'll help you not make the same mistakes, or it'll help you capitalize on some situations. Just help you.
Damn, bro. I don't even. That was
That man
good.
just
I
wrote
don't
a
even
book.
do that. I gotta start doing that.
That was deep. I ain't gonna lie. I agree.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
yeah. Go ahead.
You just wrote a Patreon article, bro.
For real.
Yeah, that was great advice. I actually don't want to say anything anymore because I can't actually follow that up, so I'm good.
Yeah, that was legit. I'm not gonna lie, especially the way this game is going right now and the amount of money you have to invest in it. I would listen to the advice that these two gave you and just literally take it. It's free advice and run with it, man. Because this game's getting expensive, and for you to invest in these games and just not take it serious. I know some people play as a hobby, but you still don't want to lose, even if it's in a hobby. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie. These guys gave you really, really good advice.
Right, yeah.
Take it and run with it.
Winning, it's fun.
Yeah, that's facts. All right, guys, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, as always, you can always tag us on Facebook, and I'll bring up the questions that I don't see, or you can just join us live. And this is pretty much your free time to ask us any questions, any comments, concerns you may have. You can always tag what player you want to see on there, and I'll talk to them and see if we can bring them on, and all that good stuff. So appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys on Monday. And Monday, I'll probably try to do it this weekend. Most likely it'll be a Monday. You guys can see that gameplay between these two battling it out. I believe it was with set 2 decks, so you guys will get to see that fun battle happen. All right.
Nah, dog, it was King Piccolo versus Baby.
Oh, snap! I thought you said set 2.
It's not set 2.
Oh, okay. So King Piccolo versus Baby. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what people want. So basically, we play like a meta matchup and offer live commentary about our thought processes, and we talk about the matchup as we play. They're usually pretty long videos, but we've gotten a lot of positive feedback about like how insightful that it is.
I will say I'm very quiet in this one because Baby is kind of great.
Yeah, baby, you just negate the attack. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah, pretty common Baby tactic, unfortunately. But it is what it is. All right, guys, we'll see you on Monday.